bit more than the changeup, just simply because West Virginia's going to load so many lefties in the box.
Here we go. Each team in search of 2 wins to get to Omaha. Shea Sprague is ready against J.J. Wetherholt, and he dots 90 on the edge. And away we go. To Wetherholt, the junior shortstop from Mars, Pennsylvania. Team leader in OPS. 10th we showed you on Kiley McDaniel's draft board. Skies this one to left center. And Casey Cook puts it away. 2 pitches, 1 down for Shea Sprague. How about Randy Mazey? We alluded to him. His 12th and his final season as head coach. Announced last summer that he'd be retiring at the end of this season. Only turned 58 last month, but this is it. And he's trying to get this team to Omaha, where this program has never been.
Now, pretty cool last ride. They've never been to a super before. Went down and swept through the Tucson Regional to get to this point. It was fun to hang out with Mays yesterday for a while. Didn't realize he had such an extensive coaching tree.
Yes.
Which we'll get into as we go, but
where one semester is considered a lengthy stay with Randy Mazey.
It was.
For his Mountaineers bunch. Year 12, and then hanging him up. Well, this is sophomore catcher Logan Sauve, who tried to check his swing, but went around. And it's 1-2 from Shea Sprague to the catcher from Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. OPS near 900. Second-year starter. Shea Sprague, second team All-ACC, the pride of Hanover, Massachusetts. Down and away. Randy Mazey talked with us yesterday about how all season it's been important who hits behind J.J. Wetherholt, with their star in the leadoff spot all season. Shea Sprague's 2-2. Line right side, and a base hit for Sauve. It was 6 for 13 in that Tucson Regional and drove in 6 for the weekend. And he continues to swing a good bat for the Mountaineers.
Had a fastball elevated just a little bit, and had seen a few changeups in a row. And you're going to see that from Sprague when he does face the righties. They get only 3 righties in this lineup. But the changeup is what he's most comfortable with. Came back, tried to sneak a fastball by him, and Sauve got enough of it. First hit of the day for the Mountaineers.
So this another one of those lefties for West Virginia in Sam White, sophomore left fielder from Ontario. On the ground right side at Alex Madera. Colby Wilkerson's turn in time for 2. 8 pitches, that's it.
In the nation.
They face the senior left-hander Derek Clark, first team Big 12, 5'8" left-hander, as he says so, out of Petersburg, Michigan. 2.82 ERA, and a transfer from the Division II ranks and Northwood University. Falls behind 2-0. He got introduced by his head coach at their banquet in the preseason, and Randy Mazey said, from Northwood, Illinois. Nope, he's from Northwood, Michigan, and he has made a name for him.
Got the first part right, though. It was Northwood, and he has been their ace all year.
Honeycutt skies this one to center in the direction of Skylar King for the first down. So North Carolina, we said, number 4 national seed, had a great regular season. The first 40-win regular season for the Tar Heels with as much history as they've got since 2017. Honeycutt grabs a lot of headlines. First guy in ACC history, 60 tanks, 70 bags. Monday was crazy against LSU, winning when trailing after 8 and trying to get back to Omaha for the first time since 2018. And trying to do what no Carolina team has ever done with a guy who has spent a lot of time here in Scott Forbes.
Yes, he has. Had the uniform on for the better part of 20 years here in North Carolina. The former Randy Mazey assistant for 2.5 weeks, Scott Forbes, which I did not know until we showed up.
17 days, and yes, 1 paycheck that Scott Forbes had. Casey Cook nubs that one foul.
I see Derek Clark that time drop down a little bit, and we talked to him about it yesterday. He was kind of sheepish about it. Like, buddy, we're not going to tweet this. It's okay. We just kind of want to know what we're going to see tomorrow. I said, yeah, I may drop down sometimes. I'll throw both from down there. And early in the game here, left on left against Cook, he's already done it.
And it gets Cook to chase. You're fired up to watch Derek Clark tonight.
Yeah, man, this kid's, he's just a cool story. I mean, a D2 transfer, and he comes in, and he's been the dude the entire season. He went 4 straight starts in the heart of the Big 12 where he went 9 innings. He's got 4 complete games. One time he went 9 innings. It wasn't a complete game because they went 10. So 5 different times he's gone 9. Fills up the strike zone, 3 pitches whenever he wants to, and he will compete.
Goes right after Parks Harbor to start out. I mean, who does that in this thing?
Nobody anymore. I mean, they just don't. 127, 117, back-to-back 123s, and then a light 101 against EBU.
And then came back to help them punch a ticket in Tucson to here.
Yeah, came out and got the last 2 outs just because he can.
Randy Mazey said to us, if he were going to be an accountant in a couple weeks, I'd start him every single game. He's not. He's got a big league future. 2 pitches ago was 92 to Parks Harbor, one of the big bats you mentioned for North Carolina. Senior from Atlanta, Georgia transfer, 2nd team All ACC. Clark's 2-1, bends up and away. 4-pitch mix for Derek Clark, and a variety in angles, as you said as well, from the diminutive left-hander. And it's a walk. Parks Harbor is on, and the first base runner for North Carolina. We had a lot of fun chatting with Derek Clark. We asked him, what's the most you've ever been doubted before? And he says he's from a really small town, graduated with 50 people in his class. And he had a 5th grade teacher who said, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he said, play in Major League Baseball. They said, pick a real job. And he has used that as fuel ever since.
Wait as long in life as you possibly can to pick a real job. I don't feel like I've done it yet.
No, neither of us. By the way, be wary of his pickoff move. He's got 8 pickoffs this year of the 17 West Virginia's got. This is Anthony D'Onofrio, slices one foul. 6th-year senior at his 4th different school. Ended up here. Originally started out as a Long Island native. OPS better than 1,000. Went 9 for 17 in the regional. Skies this one. On the infield left side, and J.J. Weatherholt's under it, and Derek Clark's out of the first. Strap in on a Friday night. This is going to be a lot of fun. Budden and Rooney, good to hear those voices.
Back at it.
Get the weekend rolling again. We'll have squeeze play coverage coming up the next 2 days here during Super Regionals. 2nd inning, Shea Sprague against West Virginia's cleanup man Reed Shumley. Swings through the change from Sprague. Shumley, a 5th-year senior, originally from Texas. 2nd team Big 12 and 2nd on the team with that OPS. Team best 15 homers. Skies this one to center in the direction of Vance Honeycutt. One away. So Shea Sprague is getting the start today. He's been their Game 2 starting pitcher this year down the stretch. Game 1 has been the stud freshman Jason DeCaro, but he made 2 starts in that regional. So Shea Sprague comes up a day, and they love the competitiveness they get from him.
He's been consistent all year. I mean, it's a fastball that's going to be right around 90. The changeup is a difference maker against righties. We'll see how much he uses it against lefties, but Sprague has been consistently in the zone all season.
Fastball to start out this lefty. The junior first baseman Grant Hussey, 3-year starter, had been a big recruit, top 80 in the country, top guy in the state of West Virginia, and arrived and immediately produced as a freshman. Couple fastballs. Told you 37 home runs in the career of Hussey, a program record that he broke at the end of April. 0-2. There's the slider. Randy Mazey knows it as well. He talked to us last night about how loaded with lefties. Not just their lineup, but their roster is. That's down. Did he go? Yes, he did. Hussey punches out. It's the first for Shea Sprague, and there's 2 gone.
Fastball early, then off speed later on, and Hussey, who had taken a really good slider that was just off the plate to get it to 1-2, this time cannot hold up. down in the zone. Hands go just enough right there. I still think that's one you got to ask third base umpire on. There's so much going on at home plate, because that was a 50-50 ball on the swing.
Instead deemed a punch out for Shea Sprague, and it brings up Brody Kresser, second baseman, a JUCO transfer, with the bases empty here in the second. Cut and a miss. 2 years of junior college in Iowa for Kresser. He's from Jessup, Iowa. Brought him in for his defense. Thought he might play some short. It's down and away. J.J. Weatherholt described Brody Kresser to us yesterday. He said, it's actually a lot like me. Speaking of Runes, Rune said he sees a lot of similarities between the two. 2-2.
J.J. Weatherholt wants to compare somebody to himself. I think whoever it is on the other side will take that kindly. That is high praise.
Shea Sprague is ready with a 2-2. Speaking of J.J. Weatherholt, how about the comp Randy Mazey has had, and he's used this one a lot throughout the season. Like Chris Burke is what Randy Mazey says of his likely top 10 pick at short. Hi, Berkey. 2-2 outside.
Somebody's pumping their chest out walking around their hotel room right now because he just heard their name on TV. He referenced the speed and the power and the defensive ability, all of those that Weatherholt has. Yeah. A guy named Burke used to do that.
Sprague's 3-2. Swing and a miss. Couple of good changeups from Shea Sprague, and a case for the Mountaineers facing Gavin Gallagher. So we showed the starts this season for Derek Clark, but he missed the first 3 weekends of the regular season in an injury-plagued season for this West Virginia team. It's because before the regular season even got started, a week before in an inter squad, Derek Clark took a comebacker at 107 miles an hour off the skull, right by his left ear. Good change there. He said he thought it was just a concussion, but then they had an MRI, and he told us that the doctor's words were, it'll just blow your skull off if you do anything strenuous. It's a weak ground ball right side at Brody Kresser to retire the freshman Gallagher.
I'd say that's direct enough to maybe make you want to hang out for a few weeks and make sure that everything is all right. He said he didn't like it. Hadn't had to sit out very often. Well, since he's come back, he's been a mainstay in this rotation the entire season. 4 complete games. The last was against Dallas Baptist in the regional. That saved that bullpen, even though, from West Virginia's standpoint, they went 3-0, so he didn't need that deep of a bullpen, but he definitely did his job in the opener.
He faces Luke Stevenson, talented freshman catcher, take strike 1. Randy Mazey told us Derek Clark is lucky to be pitching, but he did call it a little crack in the skull.
Yeah, and he just kind of kept going. Yeah, he had a little crack in the skull.
In the air left field, and Sam White backs up. 2 down.
Certain that, like, you may have a little crack in your driveway. Okay, the little crack in your skull is a little bit different pain point. Randy Mazey, man, he super honest about his guys. You love the way that his guys respond to him. I think the truest form of respect is what you get from players in the clubhouse, whether you're a coach or other players, because guys don't fake it. They're either with you or they're not with you, and they're with that dude.
Players are loving this ride for their retiring head coach. This is Alberto Osuna, 5th-year senior DH, known for his power, in the 7th spot in the North Carolina lineup, with Gavin Gallagher climbing up a few spots after a huge weekend here in the regional. In the air right field, and Ben Lumsden circles, and that's 1-2-3. 9 pitches for Derek Clark. Randy
didn't realize how much fun this could be. I might change my mind. This is pretty cool.
What has this ride been like all season, but especially last week out in Tucson and now coming here to Chapel Hill?
We've kind of built this program 12 years ago. We started saying, let's just keep doing things that have never been done before. And last year we won the Big 12. We got a trophy in our trophy case as the Big 12 champs. And this year we won a regional for the first time ever. So, we just keep doing things that have never been done before. And this is another opportunity to do that. So we're thrilled to death.
One thing that doesn't get done very often is to send a 5'8" lefty out the first game of a super on the road like this. And I got to tell you, man, I was really looking forward to watching him just because everything I've heard. What have you seen and how important has he been this year?
Well, he's been unbelievable to us, but I'm looking at this guy from North Carolina. He's the same guy. He's just a little taller.
Yes, they're very similar.
Yeah, this is a fun matchup to watch. If you want to learn how to pitch, man, don't worry about the technology and throwing 100 miles an hour. These guys are both really, really good pitchers. So, what a fun matchup this is going to be. You're going to have to make the most out of opportunities in this game for sure.
This is the junior DH, Kyle West, and he skies one to right. D'Onofrio's back. That is gone. Kyle West goes deep, and the Mountaineers strike first.
Good luck getting rid of me now, boys.
What's your home run sign? Because I wasn't even looking. It looked like you must have given a home run sign right there when you're on the air. That's a pretty good sign.
You know, we're such a better team when I'm not down there on the other end of the dugout talking to the hitters. It's amazing. But that's the guy, KP, I told you about yesterday. He's one of our revolving DHs. We just try and match up his swing with the pitcher on the mound. And, man, it sure made me look like a good coach right there, didn't it?
Yeah, you're on a heater right now, so let's keep on going. Hey, man, we've talked plenty about J.J. Wetherholt, and obviously he's been such an important part of your program the last 3 years. I'm a scouting director, and somebody calls you and says, "Tell me about Wetherholt." What do you say?
Yeah, he just does. He checks every box that there is. You know, that the box that they were worried about going into the season was, can he play shortstop? And I think he's answered that question this year too. You know, the offense has been a little bit different. Good swing, Luz. The offense has been a little bit different because he missed the first half of the season, and the second half of the season basically turned into spring training for him, just trying to get his rhythm and his timing back. So he's just now starting to get where he's cooking a little bit. So, but he's, you know, in our program, there's only been a couple people come along since I've been there that have the ability to change the entire program. And Alek Manoah was one of them. You know, he was a first rounder that did great things for us and went on to pitch in the All-Star game. And now JJ's come along and done what he's done. So these are once in a lifetime guys, and I've had more than one of them.
This is Skylar King right here with one out, bases empty after Ben Lumsden flew out to center. It's fouled back. Coach, how would you describe what your dugout is like, what the guys are like? We got to experience it a little bit yesterday.
Pretty tight.
Quiet group.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Quiet group. I wish I was always so quiet, but they're a loose bunch, you know. I hate to say we're playing with house money, but everybody out there knows what I'm talking about when I say we're playing with house money. Win, lose, or draw, it's been a tremendous season for us. And I only say that, not that it's okay to lose, but it puts people in more of a relaxed atmosphere, you know, and our dugout is so relaxed and happy to be here. And I told them going into this thing, to win a super regional, you have to do it not just physically, but you have to do it mentally, because a lot of kids in their first experience will put a lot of pressure on themselves to perform. And if you do that, you don't perform well. So playing with house money allows you to relax a little bit and just play better. So when you play with house money, you usually win more money.
Well, Coach, with J.J. Wetherholt up here, he pulls one into right. Inside your eyes as a coach, like, what do you see when he's in the box? What makes him such a special hitter?
Well, that right there, I'm a little bit upset that he only hit a single, you know. With J.J. at the plate, you get a little bit greedy sometimes, you know, but he's just a tremendous hitter. He's got tremendous vision. He rarely ever swings out a ball, you know, and scouts ask me all the time about his two-strike approach. Does he have a good two-strike approach? I said, I don't know. I don't have any idea. I've never seen him hit with two strikes before. Because if you throw him a strike, he usually hits it, you know. So the thing that he's not doing this year right now that he did last year was run. You know, he's such a dynamic runner. And with all of the hamstring issues at the beginning of the year, I don't want to take a chance of hurting that kid. I mean, he probably take a chance of stealing second base right now, but I'm not going to risk anything with this guy's future. I told him if he feels up to it and he wants to steal, to go ahead and steal. So if he steals right now, I'll be just as surprised as you guys because he's doing it on his own.
Hey, Mays, real quick, what's the reaction been like at home? I mean, you guys get back after winning a regional. You're going to a super for the first time. What's it been like at home?
You guys don't have any idea. You know, I tell our players, you guys think it's coach speak when I say that winning at West Virginia and being at West Virginia is a lot different than other places because we don't have, we don't have pro sports in our state. There's only 2 Division I schools, and so we've got an entire state, 1.8 million people rooting for us right now. They might have 4,000 people in the stands, but we got 2 million of them at home watching. So it's a little bit different here. And our guys take a lot of pride in wearing the jersey and representing so many people. It's just completely different. So, I just gave JJ the green light, by the way, if you want a little insider info.
Perfect. Thank you.
You think
like
Coach
that.
Forbes is listening to this interview right now?
Perhaps not live.
No, I don't see an earpiece over there. I think you're all right. Your former assistant, Scott Forbes.
My former 17-day assistant. So a good thing JJ doesn't listen to me or he'd have got picked off right there.
Any other trade secrets you want to share, though, while you have the forum?
That depends. If this inning lasts, I'll tell you a little bit about what Sam White's getting ready to do. But no, we're just going to go out and have fun and grind it out. And there's so many people back home watching us right now and rooting for us. You guys don't even believe what this means to the state of West Virginia to be where we are. And, within the last 12 months, we won a Big 12 championship and won a regional. It's just been an electric atmosphere. So. All right, we'll try the green light again. The beauty of JJ not running much this year is they don't expect him to run much this year, so he might go right here. Nope.
On the ground left side at Gavin Gallagher. Glove comes off. The throw pulls Harper off the bag. To a board, Randy.
All right, here we go. We need to catch some breaks in this thing. This team is so talented, so deep on the mound. And it's no secret that we're a little bit thinner in the bullpen. We have been all year, but our philosophy going into this one, believe it or not, was normally we try and see a lot of pitches and get a starter out of the game and get into their bullpen. That's not going to work against the old Tar Heels because that's when they start bringing the flamethrowers in. So we went into this thing trying to get the starting pitcher a little bit earlier, which is unusual for us. So I'm just having fun watching these guys. I mean, look at this atmosphere. We got 2 guys on base. We got all these fans behind us, and this is pretty cool.
Just about what you thought you'd be looking at when you were dragging the infield with a pickup and your dog sitting next to it, huh?
I got about 200,000 miles out of that pickup truck, so shout out to Toyota.
Sam White. Here he is. So what's going through your mind? You run the offense as a head coach here. 2 on, 2 out. You're up 1 in the 3rd.
Well, we told our guys that this guy will try and soft you to death early on, and then when you get to 2 strikes, he'll try and sneak a fastball past you. That works to Sam's favor because he likes to hit the ball the other way. So if he gets a fastball away, that could be Sam's strength. So it would be a really cool. I wish I knew what he was throwing, and I wish Sam knew what he was throwing, but this is a pretty good matchup for us. You hate the left-on-left thing, but our lefties have been actually pretty good against lefties, so this would be a big hit for us right here.
It was soft there. Let's see what Chase Sprague does on a 1-2 to Sam White. Up the ladder, bouncing ball. Colby Wilkerson ranges and ends the inning. Randy, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
On a 1-0 at the Bosch in Chapel Hill. Alex Madera against Derek Clark. 8-9-1 for the Tar Heels. When Madera had the big go-ahead hit Monday against LSU, Scott Forbes said, might be the loudest I've ever heard this place. Madera pulls back and takes a strike. D3 transfer was the hero on Monday for North Carolina in round 3 against LSU. Bouncing ball up the middle, and Brody Kresser throws on the move. In this place this year, North Carolina is 35-3. That is the field hockey stadium And everybody is trying to grab a standing room only ticket. And if you're buying a normal ticket, they're costly.
How about that average, the get-in price right before this game? And that was just to get in the door, and it was way down the line. It was $75 right before. This is college baseball, folks. That's pretty cool.
One away for the 9-man shortstop, the senior Colby Wilkerson against Derek Clark. Colby said this week, I dreamt about coming to Carolina my whole life. Said he doesn't think he's ever missed a regional or super in his lifetime that has been played here.
Really?
And he had one of the big hits Monday for North Carolina that tied it in the 9th against LSU and its ace Gage Jump. In-state kid won 3 state titles in high school. It's up high 2-1.
Just outside our door is a framed picture of the 3 that were so good when they were here together. It's Bard, Miller, and Robert Woodard, who's now the head coach at Charlotte. That's when Carolina baseball took such a jump forward. 4 times in a row in Omaha, back when it was in Rosenblatt. Mike Fox really had it going. Wilkerson wouldn't have been too old right there. That's your first taste of Carolina baseball. That's pretty good.
Fell back. Yeah, it's 7 in the last 17 NCAA tournaments that they've been to Omaha. But like we said, not since 2018. This team, number 4 in the country, trying to get the program back there.
There is Mike Fox. Good to see him back at the ballpark.
That misses, and Wilkerson is on. Rumor was Mike Fox said himself last weekend that while they were winning, he was wearing the same outfit for 3 days in a row.
Did he?
And then changed it up. Scott Forbes was hoping ahead of Monday, coming off a Sunday loss.
Well, that was the guy that hired Scott Forbes away from Randy Mazey. Mike Fox did it. Assistant at East Carolina for 17 days. And Mike Fox called and said, hey, what do you think about coming to Carolina? Scott Forbes couldn't pass that one down.
Job had opened. They weren't expecting it to. So Roger Williams, leaving to go to Georgia from North Carolina, brought Scott Forbes back to UNC and away from Randy Mazey. Vance Honeycutt flew out to center his first time. Vance Honeycutt is hammered left-handed pitching. Again, first team All-ACC, team leader in OPS, damage against both sides.
10 home runs in 49 at-bats against lefties.
Takes a strike. Slight shake of the head from Vance Honeycutt from Salisbury, North Carolina. Had the 2 home run game Saturday, first meeting against LSU in the regional. Maybe expecting something different there.
That's the tough thing with Clark, is he throws any of them at any time. And so if there's any expectation, there's not a great chance you're going to get what you're looking to see. He does a great job of mixing speeds.
Poked foul. Such a smart pitcher in Derek Clark. Randy Mazey said any one of us could call his games, which Mazey does. He runs the offense and the defense, the pitching for his team. Honeycutt past J.J. Weatherholt and into left field. North Carolina's got 2 aboard with 1 out in the 3rd, down a run.
You know, the best hitters in the world, and Vance Honeycutt's got a chance to play this game for a long time, make a lot of money doing it. Their barrel stays in the zone so long when it needs to, and that's exactly what happens right here. That backside goes down, gives him just a little bit more time to extend those arms, get the barrel to him. And then he's so dang strong that if he gets it, it's coming off the bat warm. And even though he was out in front of that still got to Weatherholt in a hurry. If he goes backhand side, they're at least going to get the leadoff man on. It's tough to double up Honeycutt. Instead into left field, and Carolina's got 2 on.
For Casey Cook, who's maybe their best pure hitter, Scott Forbes says. First team All-ACC, tied for 2nd in the conference in RBIs with 76 coming in. Looking to add to that total. Clark's 1-0. That's up high. 2-0. Casey Cook, the redshirt sophomore out of Chantilly, Virginia. Wilkerson and Honeycutt aboard for the Heels. That misses in 3-0. Only 20 walks all season from Derek Clark. He's issued 2 already so far tonight. Behind Cook, 3-0. That misses. North Carolina's got him loaded. So 3 walks and 2 1/3 for the stud left-hander Derek Clark. And it brings up Parks Harbor. He walked his first time. 20 home runs this year. First pitch swinging, and he pops it up foul off toward the seats. Parks Harbor transferred in after 3 years at Georgia. Had swung it well each of the last 2 years. A combined 31 homers those couple of seasons, but it's taken it to a new level for the Tar Heels. And as we said, one of the best offenses in the entire country. Harbor on the ground, base hit left center. Wilkerson scores. Honeycutt on his heels. They wave Cook to the plate, and Parks Harbor delivers and clears the bases.
Dude's seen a lot of Division I pitch over the last 4 years, and Parks Harbor comes up in a big spot. You know, at some point in this at bat, you're going to get a changeup. That's what you're going to get from Clark. And after a first pitch fastball was in there, he got that changeup, and he did damage. 110 off the bat right there for Parks Harbor. Misplayed out in left center field. That added another one. But it clears the bases. Carolina now leads at 3-1.
After Vance Honeycutt was 105 off the bat, so hard contact second time through. So 3 runs in, courtesy Parks Harbor. And now Anthony D'Onofrio, cleanup man and right fielder, who popped the short his first time. This North Carolina team, preseason number 15 in the country, finished 2 games clear of everyone else in a loaded ACC in the regular season. Scott Forbes leading them as the ACC's Coach of the Year. Clark's 0-2. Drops down. Randy Mazey said the other day, when a season is on the line, Derek Clark is the guy you want on the mound. He said, don't be surprised if that little junker goes and wins next weekend, too. He's got a battle here, though, in the third. 2-2. D'Onofrio rolls it softly at second. Cresser for the second out with Harbor to third.
Well, for Derek Clark, we talked the first 3 years at Northwood University in Michigan. And he gets a chance to go to the Cape, but essentially it's like the old school 10-day NBA contracts. Like a bunch of teams were still playing. The Cape starts early. Come on out. We'll give you 10 days. Let's see what you got. And that's all he was guaranteed. He went 5-1 with a 1.8 in the Cape last year. And that's the only reason he didn't go back to Northwood. He was going back. Well, then the phone starts ringing. And it rang a lot. And West Virginia ended up being the place that was the best fit.
Gavin Gallagher fouls one off himself. Gallagher grounded out to second his first time. Freshman hero had the walk-off grand slam last Friday. Yeah, Derek Clark told us it was about 100 schools he heard from in the end. Said it was pretty surreal. First he was thinking maybe I'll go to a MAC program, maybe Big Ten. Here he is in a super.
You go the entire summer with a 1.8 on the Cape. They're going to find your phone number. I'll tell you that.
Had a head coaching change in Northwood as well. Is 1-1. That's outside. 2-1 to Gavin Gallagher. Gallagher pulls this into left and adds another. Harbor scores, and it's 4-1. North Carolina in the third.
Pretty exciting freshman right here, and I know you saw him put on a show last weekend at the regional, but for Gallagher, watch his strength. I mean, this ball's in on his hands. He doesn't barrel it up, and probably for good in this spot, it's probably a good thing that didn't happen. It may have been an out, but instead in on his hands, dumps it in front of Sam White. Third hit in the inning for Carolina brings in the fourth run.
Gavin Gallagher was sharing with us what his phone was like after the walk-off grand slam last weekend. Said a lot of family and friends, and also a lot of random people in the DMs and in the comments.
Well, he got your call, but he also got the SVP call. Did you see him on Van Pelt? Oh, it was wonderful. Van Pelt's yelling. He hit himself in the face because he hit the board.
I did hear that. They check on Gavin over at first. Derek
Clark, 23 pitches the first 2 innings. Now 28 pitches in this third inning alone.
He's facing Luke Stevenson here. Very talented freshman catcher, maybe the best in the country. Swung a good bat all season. That's a strike. Luke Stevenson was the only Power Conference freshman catcher in the entire 64-team field. And he swung it very well all year. Like I said, with an OPS near 1,000.
Say that again?
He was the only Power Conference team in the field. High major, whatever you want to call it. Made the NCAA tournament with a freshman starting catcher. Cut and a miss. Scott Forbes told us earlier this year he thinks Luke Stevenson could be a first rounder next year. Draft eligible as a sophomore. You got to be ready for picks when West Virginia plays. They'll pick to second more than any team Mike Rooney has ever laid his eyes on.
Oh, they'll skill you up now. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. They will make you defend in all areas.
Mazie steering the ship. It's been a 4-run bottom of the third for North Carolina here in game 1 of this best of 3. Stevenson vaults this one in foul ground, and Sam White runs out of room. Well-populated seats here at Chapel Hill. Pulling up to the ballpark today, the lines to the ticket office, to me, felt longer than they were last weekend, and that's saying something.
You're well down the street.
Perfect weather these last couple of weekends in Chapel Hill. Derek Clark trying to get out of this third. 1-2. What do you think the best put away is for him left on left?
I think he's trying to find it still. I mean, he loves that changeup against right-handers, and you know, if you got a good changeup, and Derek Clark does, there's no reason not to throw it to lefties, and he will. But the swing and miss against lefties is very different than it is against righties.
1-2 again. Swing and a miss. So he gets it with the breaking ball, but North Carolina strikes in a major.
You know, we just got a couple free passes right there. Big swing and a bat by Vance, you know, with 2 strikes to get a base hit. And then Harbor's been clutch for us all year. He's driven in runs. I didn't look to where the infield was playing when he hit that ball. I was like, oh no, double play ball. And the next thing you know, it almost goes to the wall. So he must have got some pretty good exit velo there.
Hey, you got a former shortstop playing center field that's pretty decent out in center field. We were talking to Randy a minute ago just about what he sees. When you watch Vance over the last 3 years, somebody asked you to explain what type of a player is. How would you answer it?
Man, he's as good as advertised. He's just special. The combination of speed and power is like nothing I've seen. And I've been here a long time, and man, we've had great players. But man, that total package, and then obviously he's one of our biggest leaders off the field and in that locker room. So. I mean, he is the definition of whatever the highest grade you can give, you give him to him across the board.
Scott, what's this been like these last 2 weekends now, soaking this all in for as long as you've spent here?
You know what? It's just been awesome. To see this crowd, to see the fans in field hockey, to hear how loud they've been. You know, I came with Coach Fox as a volunteer, rented a lady's basement across the street from the Dean Dome, and just to see all the hard work. But it's really the players, you know, the great players we've had here have made these fans show up. And that's what I'm most excited about, because when you play in front of a bigger crowd, it makes you better, especially at home.
I tell you what, you better be happy you didn't have to pay your way in today, because we started showing ticket prices. This is the highest priced Super out of all of them.
That's
awesome. There were people paying $200, $250 to get in this game today. Man, this is awesome.
Man, I know. And you know, as a coach, you feel like you just got done. That's a pretty good pitch right there. I feel like you just got done playing, but these guys like it that way.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you're right. Like it was a tough ticket, but that is a really good thing, right?
Oh, it's a great thing. Yeah, demand. It means they care. I mean, you know, that's why you do this. That means they care.
Is that going to fall in?
This one. Yes, it does. Is that our cue to be done,
yeah,
Coach?
Boys, I'm going to head down to the other end, see if we can get this shut down in and get a double play ball.
Okay. Good talking to you, man.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Kind of feel it out, right? And see how long you can go with the coach. And if one guy homers, you keep him. If
natural signs.
The other one gets a knock against you, you send him on his way.
We're going to go next level at some point, because Scott Forbes coaches third base. If we could do that interview, I mean, like the big leagues is doing, the guys that are playing right now. If we could do an interview with a coach at third or first base, we have to mix that in down the road.
Speak it into existence, would you? There's Grant Hussey. Takes a strike from Shea Sprague. Now pitching with a 3-run lead. Facing the heart of the lineup for the Mountaineers the second time through. And this is Hussey, who fanned on the off speed from Sprague back in the second. That's down. Grant Hussey had a busy regional out at Tucson. He made 2 outstanding catches from first base in foul ground. West Virginia defends at a very high level. Tip foul off of Stevenson. 22.
Randy Pacey's clapping for the play as he just sails right by him.
Long hold from Shea Sprague. And now 1-2. Randy Macy said probably the best weekend Grant Hussey's had the entire season. And Hussey did tweak his hamstring on Sunday, but nice to see he's good to go for West Virginia. You're in game 1 of this best of 3 Super Regional as we try to punch 8 tickets to Omaha in the Men's College World Series. Another 1-2. Mentioned hamstring, you start to get fearful if you're West Virginia of all the injuries they've dealt with. We've alluded to, and the biggest one is the J.J. Weatherholt hamstring. But Randy Macy said to us he has never experienced a season like this injury-wise. Swing and the miss. Shea Sprague comes back with 91. And there's one gone. NCAA Super Regional coverage continues through Monday across ESPN, also on ESPN2, ESPNU, and ESPN+. For more info, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Here's the second baseman, Brody Kresser, takes down. So J.J. Weatherholt in the 4th game of the year hurts his hamstring. Kresser goes over from second to short, and then Kresser gets hurt. That's the way it's gone all season, and yet still West Virginia's in a super for the first time ever.
You only have so many shortstops. That's one you're usually not 4 or 5 deep.
There's a strike, 1-1. J.J. Weatherholt said, we have been beaten down with these injuries. Randy Mazey said, we could have really had quite a regular season had we been healthy. He thought maybe they could have hosted with good health. 1-2 from Sprague. All ACC left-hander with a man aboard against him in the 4th. Bouncing ball towards short. Wilkerson will go to second and get the force on Chumley for out number 2. So 2 gone, man aboard. West Virginia got on the board thanks to the junior from in-state, Kyle West. Second on the team with now 13 home runs, but have been in a 1-for-32. But Randy Mazey said to us he wanted to go with him for his swing against the lefty, even though that's atypical. Kyle West delivered.
Yeah, and that's what he could give you. That's one of the reasons why he want to have him in there. There's some flash in his bat. We've already seen it today. It's a pretty good move. And Kresser leads this West Virginia team 12 of 15 on the year in stolen bases. He wasn't going, but he waited a while to dive back. He just saw the good one from Sprague.
A program that traditionally has had a lot of athletes and loves to run. Randy Mazey says normally it's 6 or 7 guys in the lineup that can really run. Maybe not as many this year, but Kresser qualifies. It's outside from Sprague against West. Kyle West, a D2 transfer, first year at West Virginia after coming in from the University of Charleston in West Virginia. Last year an honorable mention All-American. So he's back in there. Randy Mazey trying to play the matchups with his DHs. West pretty good coming in against lefties. 784 OPS. It's above the national average of around 750. Slices this one in foul ground, and Gavin Gallagher can't make the catch. And the inning continues.
There's a real warning track in the outfield, but it's all of the foul territory down the lines is all turf. And when you've got a real warning track, you can feel it on your spikes. When you get over there, it feels different. When you don't, the only difference is color. And when you look it straight up, you can't see the color difference unless you look it down. That time Gallagher thought that wall was just a little bit closer than it was.
Again, Gavin Gallagher is a freshman who has settled in at third base for North Carolina, but not naturally where he played growing up, as you would expect. A shortstop, second base as well, and this year started on opening day at second before settling in at third. Shea Sprague is ready with 2 outs here in the 4th for a 1-2. Pulled on a line toward right center field, and Kyle West splits the gap. Honeycutt cuts it off. Kresser rounds third. Relay to the plate. The tag. Safe! Kresser gets in with a dive, and West Virginia cuts it to 2. North Carolina wants to look at this.
Well, the ball definitely beat him. There's no doubt. This is a perfect relay. First the throw from Honeycutt, and then the one hopper right there. And so Stevenson's got it in plenty of time. You have to go out and try to block home plate.
Call is confirmed, and Brody Kresser is safe with a slide, and this is a 2-run game in the 4th.
And it starts with Kyle West, who offensively has really been a star for West Virginia today. A solo home run in this swing with 2 outs. Double into the gap. The only chance North Carolina has a chance at this play is because Honeycutt cuts it off. This ball gets the wall. Presser's going to score easily. 2 perfect relay throws, but then a great slide to add another run for West Virginia.
And now Ben Lumsden here with still 2 outs. How about Kyle West? His first multi-hit game since April. Randy Mazey on a whim. He wasn't willing to take credit. We'll give it to him. Inserts a guy in a 1 for 32. And he's got 2 huge hits for West Virginia. Well, here is Lumsden trying to add to this inning. Sophomore from South Carolina and a transfer from UT Arlington. Flew to center his first time. That's down 2-1 from Shea Sprague. Sprague coming off 4 1/3 shutout Saturday against LSU on 93 pitches. His 65th pitch. Tonight is a 2-1. Shea Sprague does have big reverse splits. Lefties have done a lot more damage against him than righties this year. Left-handed hitters have an 854 OPS. Mention how much he normally loves the change, but more so you would expect for righties. 2-2. Just misses and a full count.
Left side fastball is one that Sprague has been comfortable with really all game. I think he's more comfortable throwing that than arm side, and that one just missed off.
With a man at second, 2 outs, the 3-2. And Lumsden strikes out. The inning is over, but Kyle West with North Carolina in front, 4-2. Derek Clark gets Alberto Osuna to roll one up the middle. And Brody Kresser's got it for the first down. We figured this would be a fun super. North Carolina, number 4 national seed, off the heroics of last weekend in West Virginia. With a retiring head coach going places this program has never been before. In front of a huge crowd, by the way, as well. Here's Alex Madera, great bunter, who had about as dramatic a foul bunt as you will ever see in that Game 7 of the regional Monday against LSU. With 2 strikes, they kept it on. He bunted up the line. It went just to the side of the bag, and he struck out on that.
That took some guts by Tommy White to let that thing roll, because I was watching it when it was happening. It was fair until the very moment just before it got to third base.
Try it again. Bunts it foul. It's 2 strikes on a guy Scott Forbes said to us, one of the best bunters I've ever coached. So that's why they kept it on. Scott Forbes agreed with you. He couldn't believe, he told us, that Tommy White, Tommy Tanks of LSU playing third, let it go. But there is swinging here, and he squibs it foul. Scott Forbes did say to us that he thought, dang, maybe I should have let him hit.
He didn't think that for 89 feet.
No. He's making a lot of moves late in that game, and the Heels pulled it out. We asked Scott Forbes, what'd you do in the aftermath? He said he got texts from all over baseball, even from Elliot Avent, NC State's head coach, who was up watching. Had a group text 10 deep with his college buddies as well. Derek Clark drops one in and strikes out Alex Madera for out number 2. Sunday night countdown. Colby Wilkerson skies the first one into shallow right center. Skylar King ends the inning. 1-2-3 on 7 pitches for Clark.
Over in Charlottesville, Kansas State, just their second appearance in the Super Regionals. Brendan Jones, up at bat, and, well, sun's out, shades out. Not enough, Rose.
Don't let these opportunistic Wildcats stay hot.
He'd eventually come home in Kansas State with a 1-0 lead. Gentlemen back there, I can't call it Chapel Hill anymore. It is Chapel Thrill forever.
Chris, thank you. Welcome back to Chapel Hill. A good one between Virginia and Kansas State, who has never been to the Men's College World Series. Skylar King strokes one in the air to left, and Casey Cook backs up one away for Shea Sprague. Kansas State was a 3 seed in its regional, and at least one regional 3 seed or lower has reached the Men's College World Series in 10 of the last 12. West Virginia was also a 3 in Tucson.
And Oral Roberts last year is a 4 seed.
Back to the top, this is J.J. Weatherholtz. Up and in from Shea Sprague. It's been a fly out to left and a single so far for the projected top 10 pick. From what you had seen coming in of J.J. Weatherholtz, what impresses you most about him?
He's so athletic. I mean, I think it's the one thing that jumps out right away. It's just when you see him move around, you can put him anywhere in the diamond that you want. The other thing is just the bat to ball, and I know he missed almost half the season. He's got 30 walks and 15 strikeouts with the ability to really hit for power. So that combination, the bat to ball ability, and then just the pure athleticism. And he is going to, I mean, when he's healthy, he's going to run a ton. He just hasn't been healthy. You look at the stolen bases, he's 5 for 5 this year. It's simply because he hadn't been 100%. If he was, that changes this offense. It becomes a lot more dynamic for West Virginia.
After 35 bags last year. Full count. We talked to him yesterday about the hamstring. He said his first game back, it was at like the 80-ish% mark. He said it was like having the governor on when he first came back. Swing and a miss. Shea Sprague strikes him out, and there's 2 gone.
It's now the 5th of the game for Shea Sprague. He's been comfortable with all 3 too. Left on left, we've seen a slider. That was 81. Was that changeup glove side right there?
Changeup that cut a little is what I thought.
He may have got it around a little bit, which is not a bad thing. I mean, sometimes you don't intentionally do it, but the movement's away from the barrel. That definitely was a changeup.
To Logan Sauve.
These guys have similar approaches.
Really do.
To where the changeup is the off-speed pitch that they're most comfortable throwing. When they face left-handers, you see more sliders than you normally would, and the fastball is going to live about 90. For Sprague tonight, he's been very consistent with the stuff. Hadn't walked anybody.
75 pitches deep into his night. He's been huge for this staff this season. Scott Forbes told us the guy that has solidified our pitching team. When we needed a starter, he stepped up.
And they did.
2 Friday guys.
Yes. Yeah, there's not too many that can get to this point, be a top 8 national seed, and lose 2 guys that they're going to be or were Friday starters. It's a good place to miss. Glove side fastball 0-2. He's trying to stick it in, and I think it did just miss in. But if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss, because you may get the call too.
Set up the changeup.
It absolutely is set up. Either that or elevate the fastball, try to change eyes, and come back with a changeup. Just got it on the inside glove side at the knees. That one.
Best of 3 super. Gets another look at Derek Clark.
How about last time up? Okay, this is a single, but watch where he's at contact. Okay, if you see that right there, how hard do you think that ball comes off the bat?
74.
How about 105? From that approach, I mean, it just shows you the power is through the roof. And even when, I mean, he's not totally fooled, but he's all the way out in front of it. This is a rocket that gets past Weatherhold. Watch what happens if he squares one up.
Then you're in Cags 119 from last weekend territory.
It can get there. I mean, that's the kind of power this cat has. And oh, by the way, he can fly.
2-1. Roller left side. Reed Chumley throws out Honeycutt. Case in point, Vance Honeycutt can move. We'll see if Scott Forbes wants to challenge this.
They already burned one. And so do you burn your other right here? What I would say is he's looking around to say, okay,
yeah,
everybody's kind of got to help here because you don't want to burn the last one if you can avoid it. Do we say that he can run? I think we mentioned that. This is a routine ground ball to third base, and it takes, it's probably an extra hop that Chumley should have taken right there. That's from the right side getting down the line.
Got him.
I think he did.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think you overturn this one. I think it stays. You take the chance if you're Scott Forbes because there's nobody out. If this one's wrong, you got Honeycutt standing on first base with nobody out. It obviously totally changes the inning. 2 outs, I'm not sure if you do it here, but no outs, I think you got to do it. I would be surprised if this one gets overturned.
If you're new to college baseball, coaches get 2 challenges per game, like KP said, and you retain them if you're successful. And so on the play at the plate, and now a ground ball to the left side of the infield, North Carolina could be without challenges here for the back half of this game.
You can still have umpire initiated if the umpires look at it and say they want to take a look. But if this one doesn't go Carolina's way, Scott Forbes won't have any in his pocket unless they go to extra innings.
Vance Honeycutt told us the other day that in high school he got clocked in the 40-yard dash at 4.45. And oh yeah, he is 6'3".
For kids watching at home, did you see what he did?
No.
He put his head down and ran directly through first base. He didn't look at anything else. He wasn't looking at the play. He wasn't looking to see whether it was fielded. The minute that ball was put into play, when he got going, head went down, and it was as quick as he could get down to first.
Out. We get word they have confirmed it, as we suspected. So North Carolina out of challenges, burning 2 in these first 5 innings, and it's an all-important first out of the frame as well. Reed Chumley helps out Derek Clark. So base is empty. Casey Cook, all ACC outfielder, has struck out, walked, and scored. Casey Cook is a true freshman, was an opening day starter, but he had a shoulder that kept popping out. So effectively missed all of his freshman year. Stepped in last year, very good season as a redshirt freshman. ACC all freshman team, but a true third-year breakout this year. Big uptick in power. On the ground, right side. J.J. Weatherholt, 2 down.
Okay, scoring question for you. How do you write that?
I write it. I'll tell you exactly how I write it. 4-3, and then small font, maybe like size 8 font. Put a little 6 in parentheses.
Size 8. That was the font that.
And say he rolled the second.
You want to know where it was? Yeah, size 8 font was the font that I never used when I was writing a paper, ever, because that meant you had to write a whole lot more. We're going. Yeah, we're checking. Font size. Helvetica was always the biggest letters, so we're going with that because now we got to write even less.
By the way, Euro style, that's my go-to font. Really good. Euro style.
Euro style? You got a little Euro in you. I can see that.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Best paper you ever wrote?
Oh, Lord. Like, I'm 48 years old. You want me to remember the best paper I ever wrote?
I thought you just kind of walked around with a CV if you went to Stanford.
Yeah. Some did.
Others did. Place where you call it a CV too. Everywhere else it's a resume. Silence is confirmation.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll with that.
Up and away, 2-2. One of the West Virginia players introduced himself to you yesterday with a memory of your past from your college days.
That was nice to him. One of the great memories that I had in college.
Derek Clark thought it was strike 3 called on Parks Harbor, but instead of full count.
He came up and introduced himself. Said, "Hey, I was watching a few weeks ago. Were they calling you Lucas? What were they calling you?" Yeah. It's always nice to be known by that. Yeah.
Harbor pops this one up. Foul ground, and Reed Chumley lines it up. Then the inning. Game 1. 3, 4, and 5 starts with Sam White for West Virginia against Shea Sprague. On a nice night through the sun, hardly a cloud in the sky. Today in Chapel Hill. Double play ball and a 6-3 ground out, a true 6-3 ground out for Sam White his first couple times. Told you, native of Canada, was a very good hockey goaltender. Drafted in the Ontario Hockey League as a second rounder once upon a time. And so he's a left fielder tonight, but when Logan Save got hurt this year, Sam White stepped in behind the plate as well, doing some catching for West Virginia. That's down 3-1. Sprague, the Elon transfer, 2 years there, first year here in Chapel Hill. Up the middle, Colby Wilkerson with a bobble. And Sam White is on for West Virginia to start this 6th inning.
All right, part of this lineup that could do some damage, and North Carolina had this defended perfectly. Not a full shift on, but Wilkerson, the shortstop, pinched up the middle, and he's there in time. He just shoots off the inside of his glove into center field. Sam White's on there with a leadoff single. It's now 3 straight innings. Excuse me, 3 out of the last 4 innings. West Virginia's had the leadoff man on to start.
Capitalized with a run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th. This is Reed Chumley. Cleanup man is a fly out to center and a single his last time. Texas native, now at his 4th different school, year 1 at West Virginia. Really struck gold in the portal this year. Chumley started out at Odessa College for a year, then a season at Cisco College, then the last 2 at Houston Christian in the Southland, where he was excellent over the last couple of years.
Playing for Lance Berkman down there.
Good guy to talk hitting. Jammed foul. Last year breakout, OPS near 1,200. Numbers this year very similar, even going to the Big 12. Randy Mazey said in the fall, it's hard to put up the numbers at any school, any level that he did by accident. The 1-2, that's down. This is 3rd time through for Shea Sprague. 87 pitches. Randy Mazey talked about the big bullpen that North Carolina's got. Sprague's 2-2. Chumley skies this one. Left center field. Honeycutt goes back. That ball is gone. This game is tied. Team leading 16th home run of the season for Reed Chumley, and it's 4-all in the 6th.
Well, they ain't going to go away. You know what about this West Virginia team, and it may even be off the plate, but Chumley covers the entire plate, gets just enough of it. Casey Cook just missed it. Time to jump perfectly, but just out of his reach. An error to start this inning allows Sam White to reach, and Reed Chumley brings him in with a 2-run shot that ties it at 4.
Randy Mazey said to us, we're playing with house money. They're tied in the 6th in game 1, and Mountaineers fans are getting loud. Grant Hussey beats the shift with a backside single, and the first 3 have reached for West Virginia here in the 6th against Shea Sprague.
Look, it happened quick. I mean, for North Carolina, Matthew Mateus is up and throwing in that bullpen. He should be ready right now. But you get an error to start. 2-run shot, then a backside ground ball for Grant Hussey. You got to think North Carolina at minimum is going to try to slow things down right now. Make sure Mateus can be ready if you want to go to him.
That's the third-team All-ACC right-hander, the sophomore, who was huge on Monday for Scott Forbes in the regional clincher. And how about Mountaineers fans?
Well, we saw some of them in the hotel. They were dialed up and ready to go, and there's been plenty that have made the trip down from Morgantown. They've never seen this before. You're not going to miss out.
First super in program history. Team that has never been to Omaha has tied this thing. Now Brody Kresser, second baseman, who reached on a fielder's choice his last time. You know, Randy Mazie said to us, 90% of the citizens of West Virginia are Mountaineer people. Says, so when I say we represent an entire state, we really do. Here comes Scott Forbes for a visit, and the West Virginia fans love it. Scott Forbes takes the comes out.
On for the 34th time. That's tops on this North Carolina team. All 34 appearances have been out of the bullpen. And he has 12 wins. Don't see that combination very much. And so he's earned the nickname. And you'll wear that one with pride. 55 2/3. Has punched out 55. So right out 1 per inning. It's a low to mid-90s fastball. Good cutter, especially against right-handers. Curveball and a slider. So it's kind of hard is what you're going to get from Mateus. There's really no true changeup. He doesn't throw. But a very different look for this West Virginia lineup. And remember, 6 of the 9 in this lineup from the left side. Now they get to face a right-hander.
And a right-hand bat in Brody Kresser, the second baseman, with Grant Hussey aboard against Matty Mateus. First one is a heater up from Mateus. .44 is our score here in the 6th inning with nobody out. Cut and a miss, and it's 1-1. Mentioned the wins for Mateus. Tied for second in the country with those dozen. Nation's leader just one ahead. Samford's Michael Ross with 13. This is the 1-1. Hayman at the bottom of the zone with a heater. 2 outings in the regional, Friday and Monday for Mateus. Combined 6 1/3, 1 run. Only 4 hits across 94 pitches. Told you he was massive Monday with a career-long 4 1/3. 2-2. Kresser had a big day Saturday in their regional. In their first win against Grand Canyon, he drove in 3. He's had big hits this year. This one lifted right side. Parks Harbor makes the catch. 1 away. You know, we're talking about the West Virginia fans. Randy Mazie had his whole team over to his house the other day. They walked up to the top of a hill nearby. Randy Mazie says from there you can see the whole community. And he looked down and he said to his guys, look at this. You've captured the hearts of millions of people. It's a very close bond between him, his team, and what he says is the entire state back home.
Marshall may have something to say about that, but yeah, maybe the rest of them.
This is Kyle West. He's homered and had an RBI single. Tees off to right for the lead. Kyle West second puts West Virginia on top in game 1.
I think that Randy Mazie hunch was right today. 1 for his last 32 coming into this regional. Solo home run in the first that got West Virginia on the board. RBI double in the 4th that got him back within 2. This one, gives them their first lead of the day. First lead since the third. It's a first pitch breaking ball that Kyle West is waiting on. And this one didn't sneak out. Now, watch them start turning around. You start turning around watching that ball fly, that is a long way out onto the field hockey.
And now first pitch swinging, Ben Lumsden to right at the wall. What a catch by Anthony D'Onofrio. Two gone.
That had just enough topspin on it because it came off the bat plenty hot to carry out of here, but just enough topspin on it to right field that it gave D'Onofrio a chance to go make a really good play. I mean, he's going back, spins. Now he's glove side, knows that wall is close, reaches up and catches it right at the top. It wasn't going to carry out of here, but that's a great defensive play to stop this West Virginia offense, at least for a moment.
In the sixth inning with the Mountaineers up 6-4. Now Skylar King goes first pitch swinging to left at Casey Cook. Inning over. West Virginia lead 6-4 in the bottom of the sixth in game one of your program's first ever Super Regional. And Derek Clark's now got a lead. He's got 4, 5, and 6 for North Carolina, starting with Anthony D'Onofrio, who is popped to short and grounded to second. This is the 1-1. On the ground, right side, a base hit. Anthony D'Onofrio. His speed is on for North Carolina, down 6-4 in the bottom of the sixth with nobody out. So it brings up Gavin Gallagher. Ground out to second. RBI single to the pull side his last time in the third. Most outstanding player of the Chapel Hill Regional is on the ACC All-Freshman team. Facing the stud senior lefty, Derek Clark. His first is off the edge to Gallagher.
81 pitches now for Derek Clark, who is going to be out there for as long as he possibly can stand it today. This is who Randy Mazey wants ideally to finish this game, but that pitch count's starting to get up there.
Took foul. If you weren't with us earlier, Derek Clark, we told you, is a D2 transfer. Really sharp pitching mind. Randy Mazey said, I never say this about anyone, but he actually would be a good coach someday. Check swing, and Gallagher did not offer 2-1, according to Kevin Sweeney. Gavin Gallagher, described by his head coach as a slow heartbeat kid. Big spot down 2, sixth inning. 2-1. Gavin Gallagher had family there last weekend for all the heroics. Siblings driving in from all over. Up the ladder, fouled off.
See, Clark comes back, change up here. One glove side fastball to try to surprise him, see if he could sneak a fastball in on the hands of Gallagher right there. Does a good job of fighting it off. Should create a little bit more room if you want to run that change up down and away.
2-2. Driven in the air to right. Ben Lumsden backs up and has room for the first down. A little bit of stirring out there in the West Virginia pen. Carson Estridge has been throwing for a bullpen that Randy Mazey said to us is hanging on by a thread health-wise.
And Derek Clark this year has gotten 100 or more pitches 7 times. He's now at 87 tonight.
Faces the freshman catcher Luke Stevenson. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a strikeout. Clark will give you some length. That's in for a strike. Told us when he drops down, it's mostly sinker slider, maybe a changeup from that arm angle. Popped Luke Stevenson's not pleased. In the air to left. That's Sam White. 2 gone.
It was funny when Derek was telling us that when he drops down, he said, yeah, I'll throw a sinker or slider. He did throw one changeup. Threw one changeup from that, just to make sure, like, I mean, hitters.
Keep us off the scent.
Yeah, exactly. If you see guys dropping down, they only throw one pitch. Well, you know what they're going to do when they get down there. He had to make. No, I throw them all. I threw the changeup one time this year from down there, so you cannot eliminate that.
How about this? In the 7th spot in the lineup, we got a pinch hitter here. Johnny Castanazzi, senior, one of the veterans on this team, originally from Long Island, will bat for Alberto Osuna, who had been 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Heck play, and they nearly got him. We told you Derek Clark has 8 of them this year. Randy Mazey will call him. He'll signal it in on the pitch comm, and Derek Clark will know it's go time. So strike 1 to Castanazzi. Came in off the bench Monday against LSU. Guy who started a ton over 4 years. 600 or so plate appearances in his career. Good change. North Carolina got the leadoff man aboard against Derek Clark. He's come back with 2 fly ball outs, trying to get through the 6th.
Got him leaning both times. And D'Onofrio's not running. That's how good that move is even when you're not going, he still just about picks him off.
Derek Clark got 3 in 1 game this year. 0-2. Thing is, he was telling us he had a horrible move when he arrived at West Virginia. He said that in front of his head coach, and Randy Mazey said, don't sugarcoat it. It was worse than horrible when you got here.
Then he worked on it, and they set out doing it right away. And Randy Mazey said, listen, he put the work in to get to a point where he's got a real pickup. So he had a buddy call him who had played with him the last few years and was like, hold on. You have a terrible pickoff. Like, how are you picking all these guys off? Well, it's changed dramatically since he's come on campus. Also changes the way other offenses go against him.
1-2. It's away. Rare sign of frustration from the Steely senior. Again, says he's more 5'8" than 5'9". Counted out his whole life, as far back as by a 5th grade teacher once upon a time. Now here in game 1 of a super. 2-2. Little number foul. Tried another change.
He may try another one here. Castagnazzi swung through one of them earlier in this at bat. That one just got a piece of it.
Only one D1 team showed him interest. They said you've got to have a changeup. So Derek Clark built one. Strikes out Castanazzi with a K
for Mateus. Gives up the home run. They get him out of there. Peterson in right now.
Senior from Cary, North Carolina, against J.J. Weatherholt.
Fastball that can get up into the mid-90s. Primarily fastball, curveball. Fastball really plays out. 19 walks in 29 innings, but about a strikeout per.
Weatherholt 1 for 3. Takes 95 for a ball. Singled in the 3rd. J.J. Weatherholt, the ringleader of this group. We really enjoyed chatting with him last night, and he explained what is going on in that dugout. He is big into Planet of the Apes right now. This one hits his foot. So Weatherholt is on, and a rowdy dugout gets even more into it for West Virginia. So he's been watching all the movies, and all of a sudden he's been pounding his chest coming off the field. Everyone's getting involved. We were talking with him last night, and after he was done being bored with us, he was going off to catch a 6:10 showing of the new one.
Hey man, if it works, you better not change it now. They're all in. I know sometimes it doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't to most people, but it makes sense to them.
Logan Sauvé. That's with nobody out. We're in their dugout when they showed up yesterday for practice. We heard a lot of.
I thought it was at the Omaha Zoo for a minute.
Yeah. And there were a ton of bananas around as well that they were digging into. Thought they just had a really good nutritionist. 1-1. And so look what they've got. Word is Hamilton Oliver, one of their relievers, went out and purchased a couple of those.
There's one in the dugout. Now we got one in the bullpen, too. We can't leave anybody out of this.
The 1-1. Runner on the move, and Weatherholt swipes second. Again, Randy Mazey said it earlier. He is scared with how big of a draft prospect he is to let Weatherholt run. He's going, and he moves into scoring position.
Yeah, so really what he's doing is he's putting the green light on, not necessarily putting the steal on. So it's on you right now. If you feel it, if you get the jump, you run as far as you want to go. And Weatherholt right there got a great jump, stole the 6th base of the year easily.
The 1-2 hits the bat of Sauvé.
That's going to the backstop, too.
And Weatherholt's at third with nobody out.
I don't think there's any way that Stevenson is going to catch this. I mean, this maybe. I mean, the glove was getting over there, but it wouldn't have been easy. Weatherholt's reaction.
Man at second, nobody out in the 7th. Weatherholt juking, and a 1-2 comes up and in and hits Sauvé. So Ben Peterson loses a couple of breaking balls, and there's 2 on for West Virginia, up by 2.
Yeah, same pitch. And he's lost him in very different spots. The last pitch was a breaking ball. It got away from him. He got lucky. It hit the bat for a foul ball, but it was behind Sauvé. This one is another backup breaking ball. When he hit Weatherholt, held on to it a little bit too long. Those last 2, he let go a little bit too early. Now more action in that North Carolina bullpen.
That's Matt Poston, one of the big back-end arms for Scott Forbes, who's coming out to the mound. Eight pitches from Matty.
And that's where we stand right now. 4 spot in the 6th for West Virginia has led to a 2-run lead, but they've got traffic and action going here in the 7th.
In their head coach's final season, they've got the lead in their first super in game 1. They now get Matt Poston for North Carolina, senior from Hampton, South Carolina. Last year had a 1.90. This year a 5.73, pitched once in regionals last weekend.
Low to mid-90s fastball and a really good changeup behind it, but he's very fastball heavy, about 80%.
2 on, no out, and Sam White drops down a bunt. Posted off the mound, got to hurry, and the foot on the bag for Madera. Sack successful, and now 2nd and 3rd, 1 away.
Something West Virginia will do. 32nd sack bunt of the year, and Sam White's had 4 of them right now. Watch the footwork on first base by the second baseman Madera right here. Throws going into foul territory, and he all in one motion moves the other side of the plate to avoid the runner. Keep that foot on there long enough.
That's close. That's really close. Here's Reed Chumley with 2 in scoring position now, and the 1 out. Let's have another look. Madera the catch. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that left was just on, and he gets out of the way. That was pretty fancy over there by Madera.
23-year-old D3 transfer. Chumley homered last time. We showed you that. It's a strike from Poston. 1-1 to the Mountaineers cleanup man. Chumley had a good regional, 4 for 10, drove in 3. It's up high. Matt Poston is one of the great personalities on this team. He's known for bringing levity to the bullpen. Well, this is all business, high leverage here in the 7th. Swing and a miss, 92. Poston trying to bounce back from Friday in the regional. 3 runs in an inning against the 4-seed LIU. Full count here on Chumley.
Drawn in infield for North Carolina, but they're also in the shift. So you got 3 infielders on the third base side of second. The whole right side of the infield is open, even with the drawn in Parks Harbor at first.
off. Chumlee strikes out. 2 gone.
3-2 changeup, and this one's dirty, man. He's run that fastball up low to mid-90s. We've seen it as high as 94, and then 3-2 in a big spot with first base open. Throws his best changeup of the game. It's over the top. It's going to be a ball, but it looks like a strike the entire way. Gets Chumlee all the way out in front for a big strikeout. Now your defense can go back and play at a natural depth.
Against Grant Hussey, who had a shift-beating single his last time in the 6th. Fastball misses away at 93 to start out the home run hitting Grant Hussey, who broke that record in loud fashion at a great venue. He did it in a big league ballpark, home of the Pirates, PNC Park. Good change again. That was a record that was previously held in part by Jed Jerko, a Morgantown native. 2 aboard, 2 out, 7th inning. 2-run Mountaineer lead. Matt Poston's 1-1. This is up and away. Weatherholt and Sauvé were hit by pitches, and then Matt Poston entered. 2-1 to Hussey. Bouncing ball, Poston gloves, and he dodges danger. Matt Poston keeps this a final season against the number 4 national seed, North Carolina. No surprise, Derek Clark's back out there for the 7th. Pitch number 98 as he faces 8-9-1.
He's not going anywhere. He may be out there when this thing ends.
Alex Madera squares, and that one rolls foul. And a flashback to Monday. Again, Derek Clark, who 5 times this year has gone 9 innings, who Randy Mazey said to us, if Clark didn't have a pro future, which he thinks he certainly does, if he were going to be an accountant, he would start him every game.
And he said he would start every game. He'd be just fine with that.
Bulldog lefty. Look at the CGs. 4 of them. Tied for 2nd in the country. Put that in context. Major League Baseball this year. How many total complete games have we had so far the first few months?
You know the answer?
I do.
6.
10.
Really?
It's not much.
I would say those 4 complete games are probably more than well over half of the teams in Division I baseball.
Line right out Weatherholt, and there's 1 gone.
As a team. How many does North Carolina have as a team? Any? No, none. This kid's got 4, and it wouldn't shock me if he's got 5 by the end of the night.
There really should be 5. Again, you said this earlier. He went 9 in a game that ended up going 11. So Alex Madera's retired. And Derek Clark gets the 9-man Colby Wilkerson, the shortstop, who walked and scored in the 3rd and then flew to center. He thought about a bunt. Clark has really settled into this game.
He's only given up hits in 2 innings. He had 4 runs on 3 hits in the 3rd, but he did walk 2 guys, and both those came around to score. And he gave up a leadoff single in the 6th. That's it. North Carolina's got 4 hits.
That's common when Derek Clark is pitching. He's retired 11 of the last 12. The 1-1 fades up and away. Vance Honeycutt is on deck. Singled in the 3rd and a 1 for 3 against Clark, who's 2-1. He's up and in. So 3-1 on Colby Wilkerson. Clark deals. Pins one to the inside edge and a full count. Pitch number 108 is on the way from Clark. Bouncing ball foul. Derek told us his parents, his grandparents, his girlfriend, they're all here. They travel in droves to watch him throw. And this is as big as a stage gets in his life. Payoff. Wilkerson spoils it. Colby Wilkerson did a lot of this in the 9th inning Monday against LSU for his game-tying hit against Gage Jump, also a lefty. 3-2. Wilkerson launches left field. White goes back. That is gone. It's a one-run game. .654 career plate appearances. That's home run number 4 in 4 years for Colby Wilkerson.
Pick your spots, huh? Pretty good time to hit the 4th. And a great at bat, too, because he fouled off a few tough ones at 3-2. Got a fastball center cut, made him pay. Now the lineup turns over, and now you got to deal with this guy.
Vance Honeycutt getting his 4th look at Derek Clark. Honeycutt squaring the puck. He's got the program record in home runs. In-state kid, drafted by the Giants out of high school, showed up as a shortstop. Best center fielder in the country. Takes the slider.
He squared the bunt the first time, and Scott Forbes started going through signs, and if it exists, I swear he just gave him the "you better not bunt" sign. Don't do it. I love the thought process, but go up there and swing.
To the blazing Vance Honeycutt. Fly out, pull side single, ground out to the left side against Clark. Who's 2-1. He's in for a strike with a 2-1 slider that makes it 2-2 on Honeycutt. Andy Mazie calling the pitches to his trustworthy lefty. 2-2. Strike 3 calls. 2 gone.
Kid's got the guts of a riverboat gambler, because you're facing one of the most powerful hitters in the entire country. You throw 88 miles an hour and you stick a 3-2 fastball glove side that just freezes Honeycutt right there. I mean, that is as good as you can execute that pitch, because there's no way he's expecting they're going to crowd you late. But the left-hander did it, stuck a fastball in her, gets a strikeout for the 2nd out of the 7th.
And now Casey Cook rolls the first one at Grant Hussey, who flips. Inning over. Derek Clark's got the lead through 7. 1-run game as we go to the 8th inning, and Brody Kresser gets hit by the first pitch from Matt Poston. So it's 3 hit batters from North Carolina pitching, the last 6 that have come to the plate for West Virginia.
He danced around the trouble last inning. First 2 of the inning were hit. Sack bunt moved him to 2nd and 3rd, then strikeout and a ground out to end it. When Poston came on. Now he hits the leadoff hitter, and he's gets to deal with the hottest hitter on this West Virginia lineup.
Kyle West, 2 home runs in this game. It's a fastball for a strike. Randy Mazie told us there'd been a revolving door at DH. We asked him last night, who's going to start today? He said, good question. Settled on Kyle West. He's 3 for 3. We watched Kyle West take BP. He hit a laser beam to center field, straight up clothesline that went right over the 400 mark.
That hit the batter's eye. We could hear it.
Close. Yeah, that area is where Kyle West went during BP. 0-1. Got to work him away. The D2 transfer loves singing country roads after coming into this West Virginia program. So that's about one of the coolest things I've ever done. They only do it after wins. A ball and a strike on West. Matt Poston delivers. Swing and a miss. That's been the bugaboo for Kyle West at times this year. A strong season for him. Does have some swing and miss. One, two. West strikes out. 94 elevated from Matt Poston. NCAA Super Regional coverage continues through Monday right here on ESPN, also on ESPN2, ESPNU, and ESPN Plus. For more info, visit ncaa.com, which is the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Big first down. We're over on ESPN2, 8 o'clock Eastern time for Game 2 tomorrow. This is Ben Lumsden. Check swing, floater behind short. Wilkerson goes out and makes the catch. 2 down.
That's that changeup again, which has been so good for Poston since he's come in. I mean, the fastball's got plenty of ride, and he got West to swing through it, but the changeup's kind of been the equalizer. And they needed him to equalize this game. He came in at a jam. First and second, nobody out. 5 outs and no West Virginia runs since then.
Stranded him at second and third last inning. Now trying to work around Kresser against the 9-man for the Mountaineers, Skylar King. Comeback or ground out, 2 flyouts to left. Good pick by Luke Stevenson. Meantime, old Derek Clark at just 116 pitches.
He's not done.
He's done 120 plus 4 times this season. 1-0. King pops it up. Left side, Wilkerson. And a go over.
Year, we were out at the Stanford Super Regional. The left-hander can feel it right now.
It was a $156 for the lefty Quinn Matthews of Stanford last year. That's 117 from Derek Clark to start the 8th. He's ahead 0-2 on Carolina's 3-hole hitter, Parks Harbor. Cleared the bases in the 3rd against Derek Clark. Harbor's also walked and popped out in foul ground to 3rd his last time in the 5th. 0-2 up high. Bottom 8, 1-run game. The 1-2 just missed the back door. Clark is permanently bouncy around the mound.
Get a little hop in his step when he thinks he's going to get one. This one didn't come all the way back. Backdoor slider trying to bring it over the outside part of the plate. It just didn't quite get there.
Foul. Remember, this guy missed the first 3 weekends of the regular season because he took a comebacker right before the year started at 107 off the left side of his face, off the skull. Swing and a miss. 1 gone in the 8th.
Parks Harbor saw a little bit of everything in that at bat. Derek Clark gets him to 2 strikes, and this is the one he's most comfortable in. Throws that changeup that starts knee high and then just falls down and away from the bat. First out of the 8th. Strikeout from Derek Clark, who is now above 120 pitches. He's done that 5 times this year, including tonight. Last 5 years in the big leagues, it's happened 13 times, and nobody's done it more than once.
Strike 1 to Anthony D'Onofrio. It is the loosest guardrail imaginable for Derek Clark. His pitch count. A single last time for the cleanup man for North Carolina. And the speedy 6th-year senior takes up and away. Derek Clark told us there's not conversations between him and Randy Mazey in the dugout. It's just yes or no.
Yeah, you know him. Let's keep this simple. And it's simple in that West Virginia bullpen right now. They just have good seats to watch this one. There is nobody starting to get warm, and I don't think they will.
This has matched a season high now, to your point, for Derek Clark at 127. Senior D2 transfer in game 1 of this Super Regional. Outside. In a sea of Carolina blue tonight. His 2-2. Bouncing ball right side, and Brody Kresser has it for out number 2. If you weren't with us earlier when we introduced you to Derek Clark, this is a guy who has always heard about his size. He had one Division I team show interest in high school, Western Michigan. 5th grade teacher told him, pick a real job. When they asked everybody what they want to be, and he said MLB is the dream. A deep breath with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. He faces Gavin Gallagher, the freshman. Breaking ball for a strike. Gallagher 1 for 3, run scoring single in the 3rd. Nothing at 2 on Gavin Gallagher. North of 130 pitches for Derek Clark. Protecting a 1-run lead in the 8th inning. Derek Clark's 0-2 is outside. Went complete game Friday in the regional against Dallas Baptist. Sunday came on to get the last 2 outs. Both strikeouts. Here in the 8th. His 1-2 is strike 3 called. To the 9th inning in a 1-run game, and J.J. Weatherholt goes first pitch swinging against Matt Poston. Flies out to Casey Cook. West Virginia 6, North Carolina, the number 4 national seed, 5. Game 1 in this Super Regional. Best of 3. Did it feel like West Virginia had to win the Derek Clark start?
Yes. It feels like if West Virginia's going to Omaha, they got to win today. This is where they had an advantage on the mound. Wasn't huge. Sprague's had a great year, but Derek Clark has been as advertised tonight. This has been fun to watch.
What do we call that? The way he has been coming off the mound. Smirk.
It's not light on confidence, I'll tell you that. He likes to be in the arena.
Logan Sauvé takes strike 2 from Matt Poston. Single reached on an error, hit by pitches last time. 2-hole hitter, real important bat for West Virginia. That's down.
Good take. That's the one he wants you to swing at.
Matt Poston, the key back end piece, came on in the 7th for North Carolina's elite bullpen. The 1-2 away. By the way, North Carolina against Clark in the 9th will have 6, 7, and 8. It's at 133 pitches. Two. It's been a huge crowd in Chapel Hill, just like it was last weekend. Scott Forbes said there was some Bosch magic on Monday here at Boshamer Stadium. Up and in on Sauvé, and he gets hit for the 2nd time his last 2 trips. And a slight look out at Matt Poston. He's a 1-out base runner with West Virginia in search of insurance.
See where this one hits. That definitely, that hit hand, it didn't hit knob. You can see it got past the knob of the knob of the bat. I think the umpires will come in and talk this one over. Remember, Scott Forbes doesn't have a challenge, so you can't challenge this one. Umpires can take a look at it if they want to. Looks like they will. I think this stands. I think it hit the top end.
Agreed. The way it works, as KP said, in the last 2 innings of regulation and in extras, if a team is out of challenges, the crew chief review is allowed at their discretion. We'll try to take a listen to it as well.
The key here is, does it get past the knob of the bat? That clearly hit him on the top of the head.
I'm with you.
I think this one's going to be quick.
Hopefully will be short-lived. And it'll put a man aboard for the heart of the lineup for West Virginia, trying to add on against Scott Forbes' team here in game 1. It's 4 hit batters from UNC pitching in the last 3 innings. Good speed. Digging. Yep. All right, so it's confirmed. As you thought, Logan Sauve gets hit, and he's on for West Virginia. Brings up Sam White in the 3 spot. Sophomore from Canada, left fielder. Had a sac bunt against Matt Poston his last time in the 7th. Fouls it off. This West Virginia team battered by injuries all season. In a super for the first time. Back-to-back regionals for the first time since the 1960s. Never been to Omaha. You got Randy Mazey flying home commercial from Arizona. Well,
took the bus down here.
And bust down here indeed.
Yeah, the charter had 30 seats. So he put all the players on it. One staff member, probably a good idea just to make sure, and he jumped on the bus.
Controlled the guys in their bananas.
I'll tell you this, if the boys from West Virginia win 2, he ain't flying commercial to Omaha. That plane will be big enough. I can promise you that.
The 30-seater might expand a bit. 2-1. That misses, and now it's 3-1 on Sam White. This is already the 3rd reliever North Carolina's used. Randy Mazey in his 12th and final season as the West Virginia head coach. Decided last summer, if you haven't heard by now, that he's retiring at the end of this year, though he only turned 58 last month. A couple kids in high school, guy who's been known to move practice times to watch his kids play themselves. Fouled away. We asked Randy Mazey if he's doubted his move at any point. Long pause, and he said not yet. But he said, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't think I'll doubt it, but ask me 2 months from now. 1 on, 1 out, 3-2, and White strikes out. Another big strikeout for Matt Poston, and there's 2 gone.
Poston's changeup has been so good that it allows the fastball to play up. And I think in this spot, White is looking for the changeup, thinking he's going to get something off speed. He just can't pull the trigger because that fastball was well located. That caught plenty of the plate right there. Big strikeout for Poston, the 3rd since he's come in the game in the 7th.
Here's Reed Chumley, the cleanup man, who cracked a 2-run home run back in the 6th. Singled as well in the 4th. For this West Virginia team, 3 seed in the Tucson Regional, now here in the Supers in game 1 at Carolina. 2-0. 8 days of baseball, and it has been edge of your seat stuff in Chapel Hill the last week and change for Scott Forbes. 2-0. Chumley takes 3-0. One-out hit batter has Logan Sauve on for Reed Chumley. 3-0 pitch. Taking for a strike. A deep breath for Matt Poston and the senior right-handers. 3-1. Check swing foul, full count. Logan Save will be in motion from first. Crowd to its feet at the Bosch in Chapel Hill yet again. The payoff. Swing and a miss. Matt Poston keeps this a one-run game. He couldn't text back every team at coach. Luke Stevenson goes first pitch swinging. In the air to center. King is back at the wall. That ball is gone. We are tied in the ninth. Chapel thrill lives on another weekend. Luke Stevenson, the freshman catcher who got pinch hit for on Monday, has tied it for North Carolina. And now Johnny Castanazzi takes strike one from Derek Clark, still out there.
North Carolina's going to fly you in every weekend from here on, because the minute Monaco shows up, the drama shows up at the Bosch.
Steely changeup from Derek Clark. This has been nuts.
Yeah.
The last 8 days. Pitch number 137 from Clark. Swing and a miss. One gone here in the bottom of the ninth, but this game is tied thanks to Luke Stevenson.
First pitch of the inning. One of the best freshman hitters in the entire country. Dead center field. You can see the look right there on Clark's face. You know this one's got a chance. Then you got to turn around and look. Skylar King all the way to the wall and just out of his reach. That solo shot ties it here in the ninth.
How about the freshman from Wake Forest, North Carolina? We told you that you can make a compelling case that Stevenson has been the best, most impressive freshman catcher in the entire country, and he delivers off Clark, who during this timeout, by the way, from North Carolina, is locked in, ready to fire number 138. Unflinching.
He hasn't left the rubber. Scott Forbes called an offensive timeout, I think, just to kind of slow everything down right here.
Now Derek Clark gets Alex Madera, 23-year-old in the 8th spot, a D3 transfer and Monday's hero. First pitch swinging. Madera had the go-ahead hit to center in the 10th inning to knock off and knock out LSU. Clark's 0-1. Madera pokes it foul, nothing at 2. Alex Madera grew up a North Carolina fan. Huge fan of UNC basketball. Said in D3 he had maybe 100 or 200 people there. It's a little different, Alex. 0-2. That is south of the knees from Clark, and it's 1-2. 140 pitches for Derek Clark. One-two. Madera fouls it off. Last time in the big leagues we had 135 or more pitches. You got to go back to 2013. Tim Lincecum with 148. This will be 142 from Derek Clark. Tip foul. Meantime, Luke Stevenson hasn't blinked either in the UNC dugout after his heroics. Scott Forbes said to us yesterday, I think this guy's going to be special.
I think he already is.
Too late for that. 1-2, and Madera rolls it gently foul. If you're just joining us, we're glad you've settled here. Game 1 of this best-of-3 Super Regional. You've got 16 teams left in college baseball. By the end of the weekend, by the end of Monday night, we will send 8 to the College World Series in Omaha. This will be pitch number 144 for Derek Clark. Hot shot, center field, base hit. Alex Madera is on, representing the winning run for North Carolina.
How about that at bat? Left on left, fouling off tough pitch after tough pitch.
Against Colby Wilkerson, switch hitting 9-hole shortstop. Aiden Major came on, it was huge Sunday in the regional to get here to a super. And now Colby Wilkerson, who had a massive game-tying hit on Monday against LSU in the 9th inning. It's homered in this game and takes strike 1 from Major. Colby Wilkerson grew up a fan of North Carolina. Said it's close to home. At the time he said, I want to win a national championship here. Nothing in 2. This was Wilkerson in the 7th.
And this changed things. This made it a 1-run game. Wilkerson just 2 home runs on the season before that swing with 1 out in the 7th. And then Carolina dug out and back up. A solo home run here in the 9th tied.
Last Friday, North Carolina had 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win its regional opener after they gave up the lead in the top of the 9th when they were 1 strike away. Wilkerson pops it foul. Monday they play the crazy one against LSU in the 10th. And now this Friday, right back to their normal ways. It's a ballpark where this season 35 wins, 3 losses for the Tar Heels. At one point it was 27 home wins in a row. Check on Madera. Scott Forbes has never seen this ballpark quite like the way it's been these last 2 weekends, 20+ years here. Wilkerson takes down. Before Aiden Major pitched on Sunday in the regional out in Arizona, he hadn't thrown in a month, dealing with some elbow stuff, according to Randy Mazie. But here he is, delivered on that stage across 4 2/3, and now in a tie game in the bottom of the 9th. 1-2, just misses. 2-2. Vance Honeycutt, one of the sports big superstars, is on deck. Two. Swing and a miss. Aiden Major strikes out Colby Wilkerson, and there's 2 gone. So, winning run aboard, and the lineup flips over to the likely first-round pick, Vance Honeycutt, an ACC legend who Scott Forbes says is probably the most dynamic player ever in Carolina blue. First pitch is down from Aiden Major at 96. Vance Honeycutt is 1 for 4 in this game. Homered twice last Saturday against LSU. Got a pull side single in the 3rd. With Madera aboard, the 1-0. Hard slider, 2-0. Major deals. That's down to Honeycutt. 3-0. One ball away from the winning run in scoring position. Fans filled this ballpark in the lead up to first pitch tonight. Tension has been caked over this place to follow. 3-0. Honeycutt with a green light.
Love that all the way around. 3-0 green light, knowing Honeycutt can end it. The 93-mile-an-hour fastball to get it back to 3-1.
A major honorable mention, Big 12, against the Carolina superstar Vance Honeycutt. 3-1. Honeycutt launches left field. Good night again. comes out.
On for the 34th time. That's tops on this North Carolina team. All 34 appearances have been out of the bullpen. And he has 12 wins. Don't see that combination very much. And so he's earned the nickname. And you'll wear that one with pride. 55 2/3 has punched out 55. So right out 1 per inning. It's a low to mid-90s fastball. Good cutter, especially against right-handers, curveball and the slider. So it's kind of hard is what you're going to get from Mateus. There's really no true changeup. He doesn't throw. But a very different look for this West Virginia lineup. And remember, 6 of the 9 in this lineup from the left side. Now they get to face a right-hander.
And a right-hand bat in Brody Kresser, the second baseman, with Grant Hussey aboard against Matty Mateus. First one is a heater up from Mateus. .44 is our score here in the 6th inning with nobody out. Cut and a miss, and it's 1-1. Mentioned the wins for Mateus. Tied for second in the country with those dozen. Nation's leader just one ahead. Samford's Michael Ross with 13. This is the 1-1. Payne at the bottom of the zone with a heater. 2 outings in the regional, Friday and Monday for Mateus. Combined 6 1/3, 1 run. Only 4 hits across 94 pitches. Told you he was massive Monday with a career-long 4 1/3. 2-2. Kresser had a big day Saturday in their regional. In their first win against Grand Canyon, he drove in 3. He's had big hits this year. This one lifted right side. Parks Harbor makes the catch. 1 away. You know, we're talking about the West Virginia fans. Randy Mazey had his whole team over to his house the other day. They walked up to the top of a hill nearby. Randy Mazey says from there you can see the whole community. And he looked down and he said to his guys, look at this. You've captured the hearts of millions of people. It's a very close bond between him, his team, and what he says is the entire state back home.
Marshall may have something to say about that, but yeah, maybe the rest of them.
This is Kyle West. He's homered and had an RBI single. Tees off to right for the lead. Kyle West second puts West Virginia on top in game 1.
I think that Randy Mazey hunch was right today. 1 for his last 32 coming into this regional. Solo home run in the first that got West Virginia on the board. RBI double in the 4th that got him back within 2. This one gives them their first lead of the day. First lead since the 3rd. It's a first pitch breaking ball that Kyle West is waiting on. And this one didn't sneak out. Now, watch them start turning around. You start turning around watching that ball fly. That is a long way out onto the field hockey.
And now first pitch swinging Ben Lumsden to right at the wall. What a catch by Anthony D'Onofrio. 2 gone.
That had just enough topspin on it because it came off the bat plenty hot to carry out of here, but just enough topspin on it to right field that it gave D'Onofrio a chance to go make a really good play. I mean, he's going back, spins. Now he's glove side, knows that wall is close, reaches up and catches it right at the top. It wasn't going to carry out of here, but that's a great defensive play to stop this West Virginia offense, at least for a moment.
In the 6th inning with the Mountaineers up 6-4. And now Skylar King goes first pitch swinging to left at Casey Cook. Inning over. West Virginia